ABC News is taking an unprecedented look at the issues facing Americans in this election year, visiting 50 states in 50 days. Tonight, Utah, where the national debate about energy is a big local concern. Here are some numbers. The U.S. now imports 58% of the oil and gas it uses, spending more than $348 billion in the bargain. In Utah, there are enormous natural gas reserves that can be tapped. But at what price? Here's ABC's Brian Rooney.
9 Mile Canyon is an hour's drive down a dusty road and back in time, where pioneer cabins still stand. Artistic scratchings by Indians over thousands of years decorate the red rocks. This famous carving is known as the Great Hunt, a complex scene showing the fall hunt for bighorn sheep. Others depict native ceremonies, buffalo, and mystical characters.
It could be a shaman, some kind of religious, spiritual leader.
About 1,000 locations like this one have been identified, but by some estimates there may be as many as 9,000 more yet to be discovered in the remote reaches of this canyon. And this area is also the repository of enormous amounts of natural gas.
Enough for the state of Utah for 60% of the state of Utah for about 10 years.
A Denver company plans as many as 800 more gas wells high on plateaus over these cliffs. Amid the political call for energy independence, 9 Mile Canyon is the site of a classic collision between drillers and environmentalists who say heavy industrial traffic like this, kicking up clouds of dust, fumes, and chemicals, will damage the rock art.
We know that they're landing on the rock art. We know they're there.
They have a shield and they have spears.
Visitors wonder whether the canyon and the art can be preserved.
I think there probably will be a way. There'll be a way.
I think the canyon is going to be spoiled for the future, and I think there isn't any amount of gas that's worth it to me.
Is this what I think it is? They painted a no trespassing sign right over ancient artwork. The art has been vandalized over the years. Those are bullet holes. And now the gas compression plant has been built within sight of a high concentration of art.
We're not interested in any way, shape, or form in impacting those artifacts. And when we leave the canyon, we're going to leave it better than we found it.
They water down the roads and use chemical dust reducers. Although 82% of Utah residents favor drilling on public land, the company is still advertising to convince them it's necessary.
80% of Utah families rely on natural gas to heat their homes.
Their opponents say they're not trying to stop drilling, just ensure the safety of the artifacts.
It's not something that comes back. It's not something that you can rebuild after it's been destroyed.
It's just one example of how the quest for energy presents difficult choices between creating the future and preserving the past. Every passing wave of human beings leaves its mark. Brian Rooney, ABC News, 9 Mile Canyon, Utah.
Every ABC News program is taking part in the